Alright, so this is a 1/7 scale figure of Prince Eugen from Azur Lane by Alter. Alright, now I'm going to start this off by kicking the elephant in the room first, and that is the price. The price for this bad girl right here is around 41,000 yen. Actually, depending on where you bought it, you could have gotten a little bit more of a discount. So USD conversion rate was probably around like 350 bucks or so. It was like 400 bucks Canadian though, so I'm just gonna stick with like Canadian prices from here, and that's without shipping. Shipping for me, I had to use DHL since that was the only option for me. That was another 11k yen, so that's like another 100 bucks. In total, cost me $500 to get here. Is that going to be worth that price? We'll get to that real soon. This is Alter's most expensive figure to date, at least that I know of. I don't really collect every single figure from Alter, but out of the series I do collect from them, this is the most expensive one so far. All right, so first things first, before I get too ahead of myself, let's start with the box. It's pretty sleek. It's got a two-tone look with the white and the gray, with a splash of red just to accent it out. And it's got some graphics to keep everything looking modern, sleek, and clean. This is a very nice looking box. It's not super small, but I don't think it's like super massive either, or maybe it is to you guys. Maybe it is a little bit big horizontally. It's got a window, of course, up front, some side pictures of the figure, especially on the back, and then you got a graphic as well on the other side. The cardboard isn't really cheap feeling either. It feels pretty sturdy, because you know some figure boxes tend to be kind of flimsy. I think the only thing they could have improved on the box for is just not to include a window. That's just my personal preference though, because I feel like, at least from my experience, when you're buying figures that are super expensive, they usually don't come with windows, because the box just feels more premium that way. But then again, going by that logic, then I guess prize figures are super premium, because they don't have windows. That is the box. Now inside the box, you do get the standard blister packaging, got some tape of course, and of course my number one enemy, the wires. I swear to God, I hate these things. I used to use my box cutter and try to saw at them, like I'm sawing a piece of wood. It took forever. But then I got a comment a long time ago saying I should use nail clippers instead, and good God, saved my life. The nail clippers just cut right through that thing. The blister packaging for this one is quite tight. Like, it took me a while to like pry the blister packaging apart, so I guess that's actually a good thing. Inside the blister packaging, you do get the base. It's got a nice gray color with a little bit of texture on it. It's got a splash of graphics on it with the red and the white, and you got KMS Prince Eugen on it, and of course you got the logo. Other accessories, you do get the octopus arm looking thing. Sorry, I'm not well versed in terms of ship terminology. I think in one of my previous Azur Lane videos, I didn't know what like the top of a ship was. I call it like a runway, but it was like a flight deck. I think that's what people called it. I don't actually remember anymore. You get the octopus arm looking thing. You get her 2 artillery guns, or 4, I should say, or 8, because if you count individually, okay, you know what, whatever. You get the 3 poles for support, and then you get these shoulder flight deck looking things. And then of course you get the figure itself, which is superb. Assembly wise, not that hard. The base itself has 3 holes. You put the poles in, they fit fairly deep. The octopus looking thing goes in the middle one, while the guns go on the left and right. And then you can attach the lower octopus arms into the guns through the back. One of them goes in relatively smooth. I had a little bit trouble with the other one. I had to go, you know, the twist and push method. Another thing to note is that the octopus arm things have like these fins on them, and they can pop off relatively easily, or at least mine did. They wouldn't fit back in, so I had to use a little bit of glue. Good as new. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. And then you can put the shoulder flight deck looking things on the top 2 arms. And then the figure just goes smack dab in the middle. In terms of stability, she does wobble a little bit. That's to be expected. I mean, this one pole is just holding up this entire set piece here. I don't think she's gonna like fall off or lean over time or anything. Obviously time will tell, but I think it's pretty sturdy. Now, overall impressions of the figure. I hate to say it, but I think this thing was worth the price. Now, of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so I totally think this is worth, but you might not. But I think this is legitimately one of Alter's best figures to date. Like, not even joking. The sculpt on this is phenomenal. Her face, perfect. Her hands, perfect. The index finger was looking a little bit weird to me, but then I actually sit down and thought about it because her finger is actually pointed towards her mouth. Prince is a character that would use their mouth and bite their index finger to take off the glove, and I think that's exactly what's happening here. I never really paid attention before, but it's perfect when you look at it that way. The details on her cleavage and the chest area and the folds on the clothing on her stomach, great. Her legs, super well sculpted. The guns look pretty sick as well. I think her clothing looks amazing, especially with the paint job. I can't really formulate my words right now. I think the footage spells it out for you already. It's a very impressive figure. So I think if you are a huge Prince fan, this was definitely worth the price for admission. Now, as much as I recommend this right now, it's already past release date, so you're gonna have to deal with aftermarket prices. I don't think aftermarket prices for this figure are that bad. Last time I checked, they were like 50 to 60,000 yen, which isn't that terrible. I thought they were gonna be worse. In fact, let me recheck right now. Yeah, okay, they're pretty bad now. It's like 60 to 70k yen now, which is pretty terrible. It could be way worse, right? Because when Crystal Dress Rem came out and she was priced retail similarly to this one, she went up to like $1,000 right after she got released. So, you know, at least this isn't like $1,000. Well, actually it might be by the time you watch this video. I find it funny because like, I feel like, at least from my perspective, not a lot of people were talking about this figure when she was up for pre-order, but then after release, I feel like a lot of people just want her now. So I'm just like, where were you guys during the pre-order date? Like, what? I do feel bad for the Prince fans who were willing to pay the retail price, but maybe you just missed out and you didn't know about the figure, and now you're only finding out about it now because you have to deal with the aftermarket pricing, and those guys are ruthless. I think another big reason it doesn't really help the fact that this figure was already retailed at 40,000 yen, which is pretty expensive already, and that probably turned off a lot of people who potentially would have ordered this if it was like 20,000 yen cheaper to not ordering it, which just gives the people who are selling this figure a bigger justification to sell it for a higher price because it's more rare, because not a lot of people ordered it in the first place. I was actually thinking about this the other day as why the retail version was so expensive. I think it's because of the artillery. Like if you take a look at another Azur Lane figure like Baltimore, for example, right? She's up for pre-order right now. There is a lightweight version and there's like the normal, regular, heavy version, if you want to call it that. The lightweight version does not come with the artillery and it's 16,000 yen. The one that does come with artillery is 33,000 yen. That's like double the price. It's literally just the guns, bro. I find it weird how they sold it without the guns though, because like the in-game sprite has the guns, right? Like this figure right now is based off of Prince's in-game character sprite from the game, right? And it has the guns and everything and the same pose and everything. And I feel like they captured it very well. Like if you just wanted her default state in the best quality possible, this is it. So I think there could be a couple of people out there just wondering why they didn't sell a Prince version without the guns. Why would you sell her without the guns? It's kind of like eating milk without the cereal. Oh wait, no, eating cereal without the milk. Although I've eaten cereal without milk before. It's, you know, not too bad. I don't know where I was going with that analogy. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. It's a pretty good figure though. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Aftermarket, pretty bad. You could be one of those people to hold out for a re-release. Alter is a company that does do re-releases, maybe like not a ton often, but they do occasionally do them. John Alter figure, they did another re-release for that. Or I say another, but they did a re-release for that. It comes out this year, I think. Although the figure first came out in 2019. So if I'm gonna give my prediction here, if this is gonna get a re-release, it's gonna be like either 2024 or 2025 if Alter decides to do a re-release. That's when she'll get it. If they do one next year, I'll be super impressed. Now, before we end this video off, I do want to talk about today's sponsor, Bakuretsu. Now, if you don't know what Bakuretsu is, they're a clothing brand that focuses on making minimal anime aesthetic shirts. I'm currently wearing one of their latest designs, which is the Unicamp hoodie. Stay comfy. This is the midnight black color. It also comes with the regular white. They also redesigned steel from Konosuba, so if you want to pick up that shirt and you're a big Konosuba fan, go ahead and pick that up. Although any other Konosuba fans out there, specifically females, would probably run away from you if they ever saw that shirt. But yeah, I strongly recommend to pick up a hoodie. It's super comfy. You can even use my code KenKen for a small discount on your purchase. All right, well that is pretty much it from me. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go open up St. Louis because I actually recently got her, which is nice. If you wanna see a video on that, get subscribed. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.